first real test drive in the truck post swap. It's doing good as hell. I'm excited. The engine's all in, the wiring's all wired up. Actually, the truck's been done now for a few days actually. So I finished it. I started it Tuesday. I was done with the swap on Thursday, and I started Tuesday. I was done with the swap Thursday, and from there I took it to exhaust shop to get the exhaust welded up. And long story short, the truck sat at that shop for 2 days. They didn't touch it. They didn't look at it. They kept on acting like it was something they couldn't do. They were confused. I'm gonna throw a couple pictures of what I needed them to do in here, and how simple it really was, but how complicated they made it sound. So they let the truck sit in their shop. Actually, it wasn't even sitting in their shop. They let it sit in the alley behind their shop. Doors unlocked and everything for the 2 days that it was there, pretty much. And when I would call them and ask them, what's going on with the truck, they would just say, oh, well, we're gonna bring it in now and put it on the rack and see what we got to do. So obviously I was pissed off. I left work one day, went over there and picked it up, brought it back to the house, and I pretty much fixed it myself. Like, this is my daily driver right now, my only car that's working right now, so I couldn't wait on them to BS me around for too long and tell me what they could or could not do. So we got that fixed. Every O2 sensor to come in, because I had like a little shake that it was doing, and like on takeoff and at idle, it would just shake a little bit, and it almost seemed like it needed a tune-up or something. Like it had some bad spark plugs, a misfire maybe, but I wasn't getting any misfire codes. I was only getting codes for our O2 sensor, and I was actually getting codes for 3 out of the 4 O2 sensors. As you know, with the LS swap, you delete the rear 2 O2 sensors, so I shouldn't have been getting codes for them at all. So I called my tuners, and I just got to bring it back up to them. They go delete that. I don't know if they left it in, they thought I wanted it or what, but I'm going to take it back to them. They go delete those, and we should be good. But I got the front O2 sensor, the pre-cat, the one that go before the catalytic converter, and I put that in, and the truck now is riding smooth as hell. Like, it ain't shaking, it ain't stalling or anything. I'm guessing the fuel air mixture was just off in the computer because it was only reading from one O2 sensor at the time. But right now it's riding pretty good. It's cruising, it's feeling like it got all its power and all that good stuff. So I'm happy, man. This was a quick LS swap. It happened in less than a week, and so far so good. Like, this is like my 3rd or 4th time driving it. This is my 2nd time driving it with the exhaust bolted up. The first 2 times was with the exhaust wide open. I'll insert a clip of how that sounded. That was like nerve-wracking. Swap is done. The truck is riding good, and kind of proud of myself. Kind of flexing right now, feeling good. I've been wanting to do this swap and build this truck for years. Like, this is like my 4th truck I bought like this, planning to do this swap, and it's the first time I actually went ahead and did it. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it so far. I haven't got on the expressway, but I can tell you now, the power difference is, you feel it, you see it, you hear it. Like, the engine, the truck sounds like a totally new truck. Obviously, it's got a new drivetrain, so the exhaust sounds different, the startup sounds different. Everything, the way it accelerates, it definitely pulls. The last engine, like, you would hit it and you would hear it. Like that that tuner car that got the fat exhaust or whatever, and they doing 20 miles an hour, just making a hell of a lot of noise. That was this truck pretty much before. Like you'd punch it and you'd hear it until they got up to like second, third gear, and then it would pull a little bit, but it was still slow as hell. With this 6.0 in there, you hit it, it sits you back in the seat, and it just keeps pulling. It keeps pulling, and that's what I wanted. You know, I wanted to match the performance of the newer trucks with this one, and it's a heavy truck. It ain't gonna keep up with nothing, but for me and for what it is, it moves, it gets out of its own way. I got some passing power now, and not to mention, there's more miles gonna come, so I'm still gonna, you know, throw a cam at it. Ultimately, I want to put a supercharger on it, and I want like 500 wheel horsepower. So, but I heard I can do like a cam and some other stuff and get like maybe close to 400 at the wheels with a 6.0. That's what the guys at Speed Inc. told me. I don't know how true it is, but that's what they do for a living. So I'm kind of just taking their word for it. But yeah, I'm excited, man. This truck is feeling good. It's performing good. Hopefully my gas mileage has improved, but who the hell knows? Until I really get to, you know, driving it. But right now I'm going to drop off all the junk from the swap. I got like an engine that's been sitting around in my garage forever. I gotta go get rid of that and, you know, throw away some other crap that I didn't need. And then we're gonna go to the car wash. I'm gonna clean this truck up. Even though it's like a dark, gloomy day, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up and you know, get some of the oil and fingerprints and all that crap off of it. And then I'm gonna give you all the walk around and let you see up under the hood how everything turned out, and then go from there. So I made me a quick $8. Not enough for shit. But we're about to go to the car wash, so I guess we made some car wash money. So next will be the car wash. We'll get this thing cleaned up, and then we'll go over it and see everything that's done. See what progress looks like. In the meantime, I gotta wait on this long ass train. Actually, it's not gonna be long. Those are nice too, man. If you don't know, I work on trains for a living, so that's kind of cool to see. It's like passenger cars with a old EMD engine pulling or whatever. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. You never really see those around here. But next time, next thing will be at the Here's a swap. It's a 6.0 LQ LQ4. Yeah, LQ4 out of a 2001, I think, Silverado 2500 HD. So I bought the truck as a shell, a full running shell. I stripped it. I took everything I needed off of it. I also took the axles, front and rear. I want to see if those have bigger brakes, so I want to see eventually if I can make those work on here. But engine wise, the way I took it out is the way I put it in this car almost. So I left the wire harness on it. I didn't really break it down and clean it or anything because it's gonna get dirty. This isn't really my like a show build or anything, so I just threw it in as it was, which wasn't too bad, as you can see. But yeah, I broke down the harness on the engine stand, and we fired it up on the engine stand a few times just to make sure it ran, see how it ran. I tried to fire it in the truck, but for whatever reason it wouldn't stay running. We got it to run and stay running on the engine stand, so I knew it was good to go in the truck. To get it in the truck, I had to get motor mounts, which you're not gonna be able to see from up here, but I got some Dirty Dingo motor mounts, which I think honestly is like the same as the ones they sell on eBay for like 60-50 bucks. So Dirty Dingo sells them for like 120, I think, powder coated. So I got those just because I knew they'll fit. They're for this truck, so I didn't want no guesswork. Honestly, I just wanted to get it in and move on. So we got the Dirty Dingo motor mounts. I did the wire harness myself. It's going in the truck, so I kept the truck intake. This cold air intake, I had laying around some stuff that my dad actually got from a junkyard a while ago. So I threw that on. Along the way with the swap, a lot of things broke. So like the fuel pump broke, I had to replace that. The starter I thought broke, and it ended up being a bad connection here. So I went and got a new battery post or whatever and got my connection down there. And the last thing was the O2 sensor. Driver's side upstream O2 sensor broke, so I replaced that. To get your gauges to work, going in this truck, they were all pretty much the same except the water temp gauge. So on this one, we got the 3-wire 98, I think, Camaro SS water temp gauge. And you wire 2 of the wires to your ECM, and then you got 1 wire that's going to the car for the gauge or whatever. Everything worked out good except for the RPM gauge. The only thing that looks out of place, obviously, is that eyesore back there, the wire harness that that's basically the truck and the old engine's wire harness. I just bundled that up and tucked it because I don't know if I'm gonna need most of that stuff. I don't know, like I gotta go to emission with this truck because it's newer, and I don't know what's gonna happen when I go to emission. So I kept all those wires just in case I need them for whatever the case may be, so that I can tap back into that wire harness and you know, see what I need and make all the emission systems work. But even like the emission systems on this engine, I kept all that stuff too. So here's the evap canister, I think this is called, and then that flows over to your purge solenoid that sits about right there under the engine cover. And then we got the EGR, exhaust gas recirculation valve, I think. I might be saying that wrong right there. All that stuff is still intact, still wired up, and I didn't delete it from the from the computer, so it's all functioning well. I'm not getting any trouble codes from any of that stuff, even though I don't think I would unless they were bad or whatever. But yeah, all that stuff is working. It's all intact. It's all good to go. We got a new battery, new starter, new fuel pump, so I should be good, man. We shouldn't have any issues or whatever. The swap was definitely worth it. If you're thinking about doing it, if you're looking into doing it, like, don't even overthink it. Don't let it give you a headache or whatever. It's not that bad. Plan it out and have a you know, a plan of attack or whatever, and then just get to it.